The Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens were founded in 1996 after the city lost its previous team to Indianapolis in 1984. A contest chose the name Baltimore Ravens, with finalists being the Marauders, Americans, and Ravens. Ravens won, referencing Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Raven, as Poe lived and is buried in Baltimore. The Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals were founded in 1967 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Paul Brown, who had been pushed out of the Cleveland Browns, led the team's ownership and named it the Bengals after a football team that played in Cincinnati in the 1930s. That original team got their name because of the Cincinnati Zoo that recently received Bengal tigers, which was a huge tourist attraction at the time. The Bengals would begin playing for the start of the 1968 AFL season, and when the leagues merged, the Cincinnati Bengals retained their name, joining the American Football Conference in the NFL. The Cleveland Browns. The team was named after their first head coach, Paul Brown, due to his popularity. In 1996, the franchise relocated to Baltimore, becoming the Ravens. In 1999, the Browns were revived as an expansion team, keeping their original identity. The Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers were founded in 1933 as the Pittsburgh Pirates, named after the city's baseball team. In 1940, the owner wanted a distinct identity, so a contest was held to choose a new name. The winning name, Steelers, was a tribute to Pittsburgh's steel industry. During World War II, many players left to serve, forcing the Steelers to merge with other teams for 2 seasons. In 1943, they combined with the Philadelphia Eagles to form Philpit, also called the Steagles. In 1944, they merged with the Chicago Cardinals to form Cartpit. By 1945, they returned to being the Steelers, a name they have kept ever since. The Houston Texans. The Houston Texans were founded in 1999 when the franchise rights were awarded, but they didn't start playing until the 2002 season. The team was created partly to replace the franchise that moved to Nashville in 1997. The ownership initially trademarked several potential names, including Apollos, Bobcats, Colt 45s, and Roughnecks, with the front runner being Stallions. However, the owner decided to avoid horse-themed names, as they were already used by teams like the Broncos and Colts. In 2000, Texans was chosen as the official name to represent both the team and the state of Texas. The Indianapolis Colts. The Colts started in 1953 in Baltimore, named after a previous team that folded in 1950. The name honored Baltimore's horse racing history, especially the Preakness Stakes. By 1983, the team's owner and the city had issues. Baltimore tried to take control of the team, so the owner quickly made a deal with Indianapolis. At 2 a.m., 15 moving trucks secretly moved everything to Indianapolis. Even though Colts was tied to Baltimore's horse racing, the team kept the name. That's how the Indianapolis Colts were created. The Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars were founded in 1993 in Jacksonville, Florida. A fan vote was held to choose a team name. Jaguars won, beating out names like Sharks, Stingrays, and Panthers. The Jaguars have kept the same name since their first season in 1995. The Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans were founded in 1959 in Houston, Texas as the Houston Oilers. The name Oilers was chosen to reflect Texas' oil industry, and the team kept it when they joined the NFL in 1970. In 1997, the team moved to Tennessee, becoming the Tennessee Oilers and playing in Memphis for 1 season. When their stadium was built in Nashville, they became the Tennessee Titans in 1999. The owner wanted a name reflecting Nashville's power, strength, and leadership. Titans was chosen as a reference to Greek mythology and Nashville's cultural focus on arts and education. It also ties to Nashville's nickname, Athens of the South, as the city has a full-scale replica of the Parthenon. The Buffalo Bills. The Bills were founded in Buffalo, New York in 1959. Buffalo previously had an AAFC team called the Buffalo Bison, which was founded in 1946, but decided to change their name to Buffalo Bills after only 1 season. Buffalo Bills is a play on the name Buffalo Bill Cody, a famous figure of the Wild West. The Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins were founded in 1965 as an AFL expansion team. Over 1,000 names were suggested in a contest, but Dolphins was chosen, reflecting the bottlenose dolphins found off Florida's coast. The New England Patriots. The Patriots were founded in 1959 in Boston, Massachusetts. A naming contest was held, and Boston Patriots was chosen, referencing the colonists who rebelled during the American Revolution. After the AFL-NFL merger in 1970, the team moved to Foxborough and briefly changed their name to the Bay State Patriots. They ultimately became the New England Patriots before the 1971 season to represent the entire region. The New York Jets. The Jets were founded in 1959 as the Titans of New York. In 1963, after the team went bankrupt, it was sold to new owners who renamed it the Jets. Jets was chosen from 500 names, including Dodgers, Burroughs, and Gothams, because their new stadium was located between New York's two major airports. The names symbolize speed and modernity. When the AFL and NFL merged in 1970, the team became the New York Jets, the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos were founded in 1959 as a founding member of the AFL. A naming contest was held and Broncos was chosen, likely inspired by the Denver Broncos. Baseball team from the 1920s. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs were founded in 1959 as the Dallas Texans, a founding member of the AFL. When the NFL's Dallas Cowboys were established in 1960, interest in the Texans declined. In 1963, the team moved to Kansas City. Initially, the plan was to keep the name Texans, but fans rejected it in a contest. The team was renamed the Chiefs, in honor of Kansas City Mayor Harold Bartle, whose nickname was Chief. The Chiefs kept their name when the AFL and NFL merged in 1970, becoming the Kansas City Chiefs. The Las Vegas Raiders. The Oakland Raiders were founded in 1960 as part of the AFL. A fan contest first named them the Oakland Seniors, but after backlash, the owners quickly changed it to Raiders, which had finished third in the vote. In 1982, they moved to Los Angeles, but struggled to establish a fan base and returned to Oakland in 1995. After years of stadium issues, the team got approval to relocate to Las Vegas while keeping their iconic name. The Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers were founded in 1959. The name, Chargers, was inspired by a sports fanfare followed by the crowd yelling "Charge," which was popularized at USC in the 1940s. The team started in Los Angeles but moved to San Diego in 1961, becoming the San Diego Chargers. In 2017, the Chargers moved back to Los Angeles and became the Los Angeles Chargers once again. The Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears were originally called the Decatur Staleys, named after the A.E. Staley Food Starch Company. The team was owned and operated by the company. In 1921, it was sold for $100 and moved to Chicago, becoming the Chicago Staleys. A year later, they changed the name to the Chicago Bears to better align with the Chicago Cubs, with whom they shared Wrigley Field until 1971. The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions were founded in 1930 in Portsmouth, Ohio, as the Portsmouth Spartans. At the time, Portsmouth was the smallest city in the NFL, and the team struggled financially. In 1934, they were sold and relocated to Detroit. The name Lions was chosen to align with Detroit's baseball team, the Detroit Tigers. If you love this, I intend to post a lot more here in the future, so I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Thank you for taking the time to watch.